Shalom, shalom. We're back with another one. But before I get started, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rikaha Kwadash, to the elder apostles and elder bishop, and the men on down at Great Millstone who I learn from daily. I'd like to give double honor. Shalom to the 144,000, the 1/3 of the hopeful elect. We're here with a video. I think I'm going to call it The Wickedness of Babylon. Or maybe I'll change it to something else. We'll see. They say reading an article, they took everything I own. Veteran left living in a car at the eviction from home owner over house rich, cash poor sale. Community members are fighting to find housing for a local veteran after he is evicted from his home and left to live out of his car. And that's sad to see, but that's an everyday thing here in Babylon. They don't really care about their veterans. It's a bunch of at least he had a house. There was a lot of them that came back to nothing, had to end up living on the streets. But that's how it goes here in Babylon. That just shows another part of their wickedness by kicking out one of the veterans, one of the men of war who went and fought for the country, and he get played out like this. They're going to lead us to our first scripture. This is Ecclesiasticus, or the book of Sirach 26 and 28. There be two things that is grievous, that grieve my heart, and the third making me angry. A man of war that suffered poverty. And as you can see with this guy getting his home taken, now he in poverty. He's homeless, living out of his car. But like I said, that's just everyday thing here in Babylon. It's nothing new. He just one of many that Babylon do this to daily, really, daily. All right, and a man of understanding that are not set by, and one that returneth from righteousness to sin. The Lord prepares such an one for the sword. And it really is sad to see a man of war who went and fought for his country, could have died many a times over, survived to come back in his old age or young age or whatever age he be, has nowhere to stay. He's suffering poverty. But like I said, that's just a normal thing here in Babylon. Just another day of wickedness in the place the Lord called the border of wickedness. Fred Mitzenberger, 80, was kicked out of his Cincinnati home after selling it in a leaseback deal. Let's see what this leaseback thing is. That ain't it. Salaki, give me a moment. Let's see. Oh, okay. It tells you here. Leaseback programs are typically sought out as a financial decision, allowing homeowners to sell their house while remaining in it and paying rent. That sounds like trouble, to be honest. So you sell your house. While remaining in it and paying rent. Oh, man, that sound backwards as hell. Well, only here in Babylon. Mr. Berger had lived in his home for 27 years before selling a leaseback deal, understanding the transaction to mean that he and his family would remain living there. Instead, they had all been kicked out to the curb and forced to live out of a vehicle. Well, you sold your house to them, so it became theirs, and you start renting from them. And you set yourself up for this. But like I said, this is Babylon. He should have been thinking about this long term, because this is one of the things that could have happened if you really sat down and weighed the pros and the cons. Instead, they all have been kicked out to Salakia. The unnamed company brought the home for $147,500, despite it holding an estimated value of $212,000. Wait. So you sold the home for less than what it was worth. Then you end up getting kicked out. What did they do with the money? Well, let's see. Mr. Berger paid 6 months of rent up front at a steady rate, but all that soon changed. Wow. It's just funny thinking about this leaseback deal, man. That sounds like a load of BS. But this is Babylon, and just another day of that wickedness. To come up with some kind of back alley deal like that. After those 6 months, he claimed that the company began raising the rent cost steadily until it was unaffordable. It's really hard, Mr. Berger said. It breaks my heart to think that I got myself in this situation. I don't know how I did it, but I did it. Damn, bro. You definitely did it. They took almost everything I own, Mr. Berger told NBC 24. His daughter, his stepson, 2 dogs were forced to live out of a car. He brought hopefully temporary shelter for $2,000 with the last of his savings. I just exhausted everything I had, Mr. Berger said. Now I'm homeless. I just have no place to go. The $2,000 was all I had left from the house sale after paying back taxes, building up bills, and attorney fees. Although he and his family are now homeless, Mr. Berger now also worried about his previous tenant. While he was the homeowner, Mr. Berger had an apartment on the property that he was renting out to a couple. Then a year ago, the couple could no longer pay for rent, but Mr. Berger refused to make them homeless and allowed them to stay. With his own eviction, the couple Mr. Berger was leasing to had also been displaced and is now living on the street. Wow. So 5 people had been left homeless thanks to one bad decision. And like I said, he's a veteran. They could have easily let the man stay. But this is Babylon. Why let him? Why not just do wickedness? I mean, man, It appeared that Mr. Berger's good karma as a landlord has come around and informed of the community after seeing Mr. Berger's situation. A fellow veteran was quick to open up the door. I mean, I ain't gonna read the rest of this. We just got a man here who made a bad decision. Like I said, he's a man of war, and you would think that the government would have helped the man out themselves, but hey, they don't really care. Like I said, there's already a bunch of veterans who don't have nowhere to live, and they're struggling to find a place. But that's the wickedness of Babylon, man. They don't really care. But that was a very piss poor idea, man, to sell your house, then turn around to pay rent on your own house. I don't understand that idea. No, well, man. This is Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their bed. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And like the man said, they started slowly but surely raising the rent up on him to make sure they have a reason to put him out. No telling what kind of plans they had left for his property, but it's sad to see that they would even go that kind of route, considering the man was a veteran. But like I said, here in Babylon, that matters to nothing. Verse 2. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. And so they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. And as you can see, they did those back alley deals, raising up that man pricing on his rent, all so they can take his property and his house. Like I say, it was stupid of him to go on that leaseback deal in the first place. But you would think they would honor the man, seeing that he a veteran, but not here in Babylon. The moment you become useless to them, they'll throw you away. All right. This is Isaiah 10:1. Woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. And the grievousness that they wrote was increasing this man rent, knowing he was gonna have trouble paying for it. They knew he had only so much money left after selling the house to them, so they made sure they burned all that out. Got him to the last end. Then once they knew he couldn't pay for it, kicked the man out. I mean, like I said, it's sad to see a man of war had to go down like this. I mean, it was a how shall I say? He created his own situation, but not to live up to the deal that y'all made to keep raising the rent, burning the man's pocket, burning his savings, because y'all know y'all wanted them out to do whatever y'all had planned on doing with it. That's wickedness in itself. We know the Lord loves a just balance. Wasn't nothing balanced in that. But like I said, this is Babylon, so there's no point in getting upset about it. It's what they're gonna do here. Wickedness flourish here like let's say an invasive species flourish in a new area without no proper check to that animal. It'll just go crazy. It'll reign supreme in a new area because it has nothing to check it in it. Just like here in Babylon, there's no one to check these people, so they do wickedness every day and every chance they can get. This is Nahum 3:1. Woe to the bloody city! It is full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. That's the United States, aka Babylon the Great as a whole. It's full of lies and robbery here. Like the man said, they agreed on one deal of the rent, then they just kept raising it. Didn't stop till they robbed the man, took his house from him, which he made himself pray for them by even doing the leaseback deal. I would love to know really what made him make that deal, because he even said he don't know how he ended up there, but he know. I guess he figured he can make big money off of it if he sell the house back and he just rent it out and he'll have extra money in his pocket. I don't know, because if you already own the home, I don't understand why would you sell it or do that lease back deal to give it back. That was piss poor. That was just ignorant. And obviously he don't know where he live at, because in Babylon, whether a prey deported or not, where there's always a stronger animal waiting to eat you. This was just really, you basically just gave him the house. That's all you did. You just basically gave him the house. You gave them the power to do exactly what they did to you. Don't really feel bad for you, but hey, that's on you, sir. This is Sirach 13 and 19. As a wild ass is the lion's prey in the wilderness, so the rich eat up the poor. Because, first of all, that leaseback deal, like I said, it's a sham in itself. That's just something set up to put somebody in debt, put somebody in a bad situation that he gotten himself in. But like they say, between a rock and a hard place, by giving you money, knowing you gonna fuck it up, then being able to take your house because they legally own it, because you signed it over to them. Just like a wild ass is prey to a lion, some rich man made this leaseback deal for people just like him. Put him in a situation where he think he need that deal. Then once the deal is made and struck, they just take everything from him, rubbing their hands together like Birdman, looking for the next poor sucker they can pull the wool over. And we're gonna close out here. Proverbs 22, verse 22 and 23. Rob not the poor, because he is the poor, neither oppress the afflicted in the gate. For Yahweh by Hashem and Yahushua will plead their cause and spoil the souls of those who spoiled them. So ultimately, whoever this unnamed company was that got this man up out of his house by having him spend all his little savings, all his little money that he got from the deal, ultimately the Lord is going to spoil you because you spoiled them. Like I said, here in Babylon, stuff like this happen every day. Cause this the place of wickedness. So I don't expect nothing less. All I can tell a man, next time before you make a deal like this, get some counsel. Get some counsel, sir. Cause this is just ridiculous. But that's all I have to say on that, man. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Shalom to the 144,000, the 1/3 of the elect. To our next video.